Hi, kindergarten friends. We are here for Writer's Workshop. I have my little assistant here. Say hi, Kins.
Hi.
She was all excited because she saw me get out my heart paper, and she loves hearts, right? So she asked if she could stand here for a few minutes with us. And I told her as long as she was quiet, she could stand with us, right? Okay. So remember I said last week that you're going to need your heart map again. So I hope you kept it in a safe place because we're going to talk about narrative writings again. So take a look at my poster here because there's some key things that you need to make sure you're including in your narrative writing. So the first thing is that every narrative begins with a beginning, a middle, and an end, which we talked about last week when you did your pieces each day during the week. You started on Tuesday with the beginning, on Wednesday with the middle, and you ended your story on Thursday. Awesome. So all narratives need a beginning, a middle, and an end. The next part is you need to make sure you tell your reader who is in your story, where you are, and what you're doing. So we know these words, characters and setting. So you need to make sure that you're telling me who is with you and where you are. Those are two really important parts of your narrative, okay? Number 3, and we talked about this last week too, is you need to tell me how you feel. If you were happy, if you were excited, if you were sad, make sure you put those feelings into your writing, okay? All right, now, to help you transition from the beginning of your story to the middle of your story to the end of your story, we're going to be using signal words. Think back to October when we talked about sequencing with our reading, and we went through and we found signal words that helped us to know the sequence of our story. We're going to be using some of those same words in our writing. So I'm going to look at my paper, and I see that I have these 3 words right here written. They can't see, Kins. You have to move out of the way, baby. To choose from to start my narrative. So I can start it with first. I could start it with in the beginning. I could start it with one day. I could start it with last Tuesday. I could start it with one summer day. So the beginning is a little bit easier because you just have to let me know that it's the beginning. So to start my narrative today, because you're going to be writing your beginning portion, I'm going to go back to my heart map, and I've decided I'm going to write about the beach. I'm going to write about a time where we went to the beach, okay? So I'm going to start. Can you step over here so that they can see Mommy read? I'm going to start at the beginning, and I'm going to write last summer, because that's going to tell my reader when. Last summer. Okay, so I'm going to write last. I love you too. Last. You have to watch. They can't see. You're blocking Mommy writing. Last summer. My family and I went camping.
Mommy.
Hold on, please. At the beach. Okay, last summer. So I told you when. My family, that's telling you who, right? And I went camping at the beach. That's also telling you where, right? So I was able to get most of this part in my very first sentence. Okay, those are really important details. Last summer, my family and I went camping at the beach. I'm going to add a little bit to the beginning, and I'm going to write, we stayed in Hens they can't see. A cabin. Okay, so that's just adding another detail to the beginning of my story. So that's what I want you to work on today, friends. I want you to pick a new topic from your heart map, and I want you to work on just the beginning today and make sure you're putting some of those key things in there. Who you're with, where you are, what you're doing, all right? And I will meet you back here tomorrow to move on to the middle of our narrative. See you later.